Welcome back to another video on overcoming retroactive jealousy. My name is Matt, and in this video, I want to talk to you about how to no longer feel inferior to other people. This was something that I struggled with a lot when I went through my journey with retroactive jealousy, is always feeling inferior to other men, to other people, thinking I wasn't good enough, always playing that comparison game, thinking that I lacked a lot of things that other people had. And because I lacked those things, I wasn't worthy of the partner that I wanted, of my girlfriend at the time, and assuming that there was easily somebody better than me, she could easily leave me at any time. And obviously that created a ton of jealousy in my life, including retroactive jealousy, when I would actually compare myself to the experiences that she had before me. Even pretty much all the people in her past, at least in this current relationship, I had no idea who they were or had ever met them or anything like that. I still would create this image of my mind of what they looked like and then compare myself to them and always feel inferior. And I want to share with you how I got over this idea of feeling inferior and kind of found that confidence, that self-love and self-assurance in myself, and get to the point now where I no longer experience that feeling of not being good enough or comparing myself to others and feeling that inferior vibe. So we'll get to that in today's video. But of course, before we get started, if you could take a quick moment and smash the like button, that will activate YouTube's algorithm and get the video out to more people that need to see it. So I greatly appreciate it. Okay, so again, when we feel inferior in any situation, when we, when there's someone else that we're thinking about, and when we think about them, we're just feeling that inferiority compared to them, it comes back to that idea of what I just said, comparing, the point of comparison. We look at somebody else and we set this bar and this expectation of, I need to look like that, I need to be like that, I should be more like that. And if I'm not more like that, guess what? We automatically feel less than. We don't feel good enough. So if you're a guy and you see another guy with maybe, bigger arms or bigger muscles or, whatever the case, we might feel inferior to that because we in our minds set this standard and set this bar saying that's how someone should be. That's how someone needs to look like. And when we don't match up to that, we automatically feel less than, right? Same thing with females. They could compare themselves on a physical level. Females tend to do it more on the emotional level of, did my boyfriend, experience more love or connection with this person? And in a relationship, we need to constantly experience a love connection on all these different levels. And if we don't reach those certain levels, or if someone's experienced better than what me and my partner have experienced, this is automatically, I feel inferior to that female and that person. A lot of the times when they'll look at a picture, this is with everybody, but you see a picture of your partner with their ex, will feel inferior, thinking oh, they look so happy. Oh, how, I can't believe that, that didn't work out. They look so joyful together. I bet he's not as happy as he is with me, constantly comparing and setting that bar. And I would, again, do this all the time. I was very, I'd look at people on Facebook and just see a single picture of that person on Facebook and think, oh, they're the best. Oh, look how, how I'm just not as good as they are. Again, comparing, setting this comparison in our mind, setting this bar in our mind that's completely illusionary, but we fall into that trap. And what really got me to snap out of this trap and this idea is this quote. And it's a quote by Oscar Wilde. And it says, "Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken." And especially now, we live in this world where it's dominated by social media and dominated by, this is what you need to look like, and dominated by, if you don't do this, you have no self-worth, you're not good enough, you're not successful, all these labels and judgments. And if we don't attain these things, we're wasting our life, right? And so I love this quote, "Be yourself, everyone else is already taken," because it strips away everything else and shows you how unique you and me are just by being us, just by being us. And that's so important, is we don't need to try to be like anybody else, because we in ourselves are unique already, just by being us, just by you being you and not doing anything else. That's why your partner wants to be with you, because you are unique. They are somebody that they've never experienced before at all. There's no comparison to any ex, any this, any that, because you yourself are 100% unique to yourself. You know, and it's funny, and sometimes we'll see, especially like celebrities, I think this is very common. You might see your friends and stuff, but we're always very judgy. Like if someone, let's say, is dating someone, you know, with blonde hair, blue eyes, and, you know, an athletic figure, let's say, you know, physically, and they break up, and then they go and find someone else, and that person looks almost exactly the same, right? Almost exactly the same. Blonde hair, da 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 da. And we kind of jump the gun and are like, geez, he just like broke up with one and now he's with the exact same girl almost, haha. But the truth is, like, that person, even though they might have similar things that look the same, like, they are completely 100% different in all ways. They are unique. There's no one else like them on this planet. And that was very, very important when I wrapped my mind around that idea. There's no one else like me on this planet, and no one else that will ever be like me on this planet. And sometimes, like, putting out messages on YouTube and stuff, I sometimes, like, the egoic chatter will come in my mind and be like, oh, is that really worth to share? Is that good enough? Is that going to resonate with anybody? Do people really want to hear what you're talking about? And I always come back to that idea, you know, and I'm like, you know what? I give value just by being me. And I solidify that in my mind, and I'm able to present more ideas without feeling fear or feeling resistance against sharing things, just understanding that, you know, we're all unique. We all we all bring something else to the table just by not even trying, just by being ourselves. And so when we start trying to be like someone else, we lose the true essence of who we are. And we turn out even worse than we really are, because I guarantee you, your partner doesn't want to be with anybody else but you. If they didn't want to be with you, they would leave yesterday, you know? So there's something about you that's very unique, something about you that they really, really like, and it's something that you probably haven't even had to try to do. It's just automatically you. It's that uniqueness. And so when we get to this idea and really solidify this idea to be yourself, because everyone else is already taken, you don't want to be anybody else, you can just be you. When we get these inferior thoughts, it's this idea of just being aware of that they're coming up, and just understanding that, look, I don't want to identify with these inferior thoughts. They are just thoughts in the end, right? And we talk a lot on this channel about thoughts and observing thoughts. We can be aware of these inferior thoughts and then just choose not to identify with them. Just let them go, understanding that they are a lie, because it really truly is. And the more we let go and not put our focus on that, remember, what we put our focus on grows and expands in our life. So when we stop putting our focus on these thoughts of I feel inferior, I'm not good enough, we will start to put our focus on other things that are more beneficial to us, like this idea of our uniqueness. And that's very, very powerful. And even if there's something about yourself that maybe doesn't satisfy you. I was watching the other day, me and my wife were watching a reality show, and there was a guy on this reality show, and his voice was very raspy. He kind of talks like this, very, very raspy. And he damaged it when he was younger or something like that, and that's why it's like that. And some of his family members were coming together to raise money for him so he could get some like surgery on his voice so he wouldn't sound like this anymore. And so when they raised this money, they surprised him. They say, hey, you can get this voice surgery now that, you know, so you won't sound like this anymore. And his response was, I don't want a surgery. Like, this is what makes me unique. I own this voice. Like, this is me. This is uniqueness. And people might make fun of me and stuff like that, or, you know, make impressions of me and things like that, but I own that. They don't have that uniqueness about them, which is why, in a way, they want to try to, you know, be like me or make fun of me to basically calm any insecurities that they have about themselves. Like, but the truth is, I love my voice. I love my voice. I own it. And so these insecurities or these flaws that we think we have, those are what make us unique. We need to own those things. We need to own those things. My wife has a mole on her face right here. And a lot of people will ask her, like, you know, her mom and stuff, hey, you know, you want to get that removed? And she's like, no, I love this. Like, this is me. This is what makes me me. You know, very, very unique. All these things about ourselves make us who we are. And so when we go and try to compare or raise the bar and raise the standard and say, this is how I should be, that's a lie. That's a lie. That's an illusion. You are perfect, absolutely how you are. And your partner wants to be with you because they see that uniqueness. And you express uniqueness just by being you. Just by being you. You don't have to do anything else. You are unique being you. Again, no one else will be on this earth that's like you. No one else has come to this earth before that's like you. You are you, and that's what makes you special. So don't go to the outside and look around and try to compare and say, I need to be a certain way. No, you just keep being you. And the answer to everything you need is inside of you. And you being you leads you to where you need to go in your life and your relationship and your overcoming of retroactive jealousy and your overcoming of general jealousy, whatever it is. It all has to do with you just sticking true to you. If you enjoyed the video today, please take a moment and smash the like button so we can get the video out to more people that need to see it. Also, please subscribe to the channel if you have not already done so. Click the notification bell so you are alerted every time I post a new video. Of course, if you want some more help on overcoming retroactive jealousy, please check the links in the description below for my ultimate retroactive jealousy master course. Signups are happening right now. I'd love to personally help you take down this thing once and for all. Let's do it now. Let's not put it on the back burner anymore. Let's get your life back, get your relationship back. All that information is below in the links in the description. That's it for me for now. I hope you're having a fantastic day. I'll see you in the next video.